Hello and welcome to the latest review from Hellhound, and this week we're looking at the Combiner Wars Powerglide, which I've got here in his third mode, which is a weapons mode for use by Superion, or in fact any other large transformer or combiner that you might have to hand. I thought I'd start off in this mode because it is the least interesting, I think, mode. And also, you need to see it with Superion, and here he is. So this is the US UK release of Superion. So we've got Alpha Bravo instead of Slingshot. And actually, there's a weapons mode when used with Superion. Powerglide actually looks pretty good, not too bad here. You've got sort of 3 barrels, I suppose. I think we can see that, and sort of this blue piece here, which looks like a sight of some description. And then we've also, because you just need more weapons, don't you, stuck on these things. We've got these sort of missile packs on the side as well. So there he is, being used by a larger robot, and it looks better than I imagine, to be honest, because I don't think I've ever really used it in this mode. He's always just hanging around either as a robot or in plane mode, but it doesn't look as bad as I had feared. So there we go. So we've seen him in his probably the least likely mode anyone's ever going to use him in. So now let's go and have a look at him in a bit more detail. Okay, so we've got rid of Superion, and here we can see him, Powerglide, in a bit more detail, a bit closer up in weapon mode. It really doesn't look the best, to be honest. I don't understand why Hasbro are fixated on giving small transformers sort of triple changer modes. It really doesn't work. They tried it with the Micromasters in the current sort of Siege and Earthrise lines, and it doesn't work there. Just about got away with it with the Titan Master sort of play sets. Didn't work with the Prime Masters in the same way, and these sort of Legends class transformers also suffer, in my opinion. Anyway, so there he is. As I say, we've got these missile packs, we've got the sort of targeting sight here, and then 3 blaster elements, and the landing gear from the jet becomes the handle. So Powerglide, he was of course the first or the second, certainly one of the early Autobots that had a jet mode along with Jetfire and the aerial bots. Also one of the minibots, so a toy that lots of people had. I certainly had the G1 version of Powerglide, but never really a character that I had a lot of time for. I know obviously he's in a couple of the more memorable cartoon episodes for those who like the cartoon. Not really a fan of it myself, so the girl who loved Powerglide doesn't really hold any sort of special sentimental value for me, and I don't really remember him being in the comic either too much. Anyway, let's get him in from here into jet mode, which is dead easy. So we're going to push this section down, try and keep the jet nose in the same place, and it's moved, which is a little bit annoying. There we go. Clips in there like so. Push these boosters forward to where they should be for jet mode, and bring the tail fins up. And then what we're going to do is separate the wings out from the fuselage, spin them round and into position, and there we go. So now he is in jet mode, which actually is pretty decent, especially for a transformer of this size. It is clearly supposed to be an A10 Warthog, but not quite, and just again as usual to avoid the copyright infringement. Got a nice plan form, I think, with the A10 type cockpit. We've got the little Gatling gun much like an A10, and also on the original Powerglide toy. We've got the two jet turbines like an A10. A10s don't have another turbine in the rear fuselage. Coming down from the side, not as bad as some Transformers, but certainly, you know, suffers from the usual problems. You can see the robot mode arms, which are clearly meant to be sort of bombs or fuel tanks or something. Rear landing gear, like a tail sitting aircraft, which is pretty unusual for a jet. It should really be you know, sort of having that sort of you know, balance. So there should be landing gear under the wings or under the central fuselage, but it's okay, and the landing gear does work, so that's pretty decent. So all in all, not too bad, not too bad. That's all I think you can say. And you know, what more do you want for this size of Transformer? So to get him into robot mode, we're going to separate the rear fuselage. We are going to pivot the wings round and then push them up against the fuselage as they were for the weapon. We're going to take the forward fuselage and push it back, and then it sort of pivots round. Hopefully you can see that, and then pushes in to the rest of the fuselage. We can then bring it round. Got a nice big Autobot symbol. We can rotate the lower part of the jet nose to reveal the head. Flip some legs, well, some feet down, like so, and then just unclip the arms and extend those. And in robot mode, I think he looks really good. Definitely the best mode, I think. He's nicely proportioned. There's nothing weird going on here. No sort of extra long legs or weird arms. We've got the classic Powerglide head, which I think looks really, really good, and hopefully we're going to focus in on that, are we? Maybe. But yeah, I think that looks really good. Nice big Autobot symbol. We've got the sort of blue and silver on the on the crotch piece there, which is a bit of an unfortunate place to put it, but it really pops, and I'm assuming that's reminiscent of the G1 version. I can't quite remember now. I like how the placement of the jet turbines on the legs. I think that's good. A little bit of detail on the lower legs, which is nice, just enough really. Yeah, then we've got a nice range of movement as well. So we've got 360-degree turn at the head, although you can't sort of, it's not on a ball joint, so you can't look up or down. Got a ball joint at the shoulder with a cutout, so we've got a nice range of motion there. No bicep swivel, which I think is fine for a toy of this size, but you've got a nice range of movement at the elbow because of the transformation. No waist swivel because of the way the transformation works, and I think again that's fine for a toy of this size. You can, a little bit restricted just about because of this turbine, but you can get a good kick at the hips, and they can go forward and they can go far enough back for it not to be a problem. We've got 90-degree just over bend at the knee, and that is also on a ball joint. There's a bit of outward motion, but not really very much inward motion, so it's not that useful. But overall, I think it's pretty good. He didn't come with a weapon. I don't think any of the Combiner Wars, Titans, Return, Period, Legends class figures did. So I suppose that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, but what can you do? So that is Powerglide. He's okay. I would give him probably a 3. I think to get a higher mark, actually it needs to lose one of the modes, so that would probably be the well, there's no probably about it, it should be the weapons mode. I think if you took away that and some of the sort of compromises that it brings with it, you'd have had a much stronger jet mode, and I think that would have been to the benefit of the toy. But on the other hand, it did look pretty decent with Superion, better than I had remembered, and to be honest, that's maybe where he's going back to now when he goes back on the shelf. So that was Combiner Wars Powerglide. This has been Hellhound's Transformers review, and I'll speak to you again soon.